Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to assess the condition of this chair I bought and start bringing it back to its former glory. So I think what we'll do first, take the cushion off, give it a little look over, see what we're dealing with, but probably kick off sanding down the woodwork. See what it comes up like, decide what sort of stain I'm going to use, if I'm going to colour it at all. Maybe I'll just go with a wax. Got some upholstery cleaner and just work our way around it, cleaning and reviving it. It's not a dirty seat by any means, it's been well looked after, but it does need freshening up, and I'm keen to sort out the woodwork because at the moment that really is crabbing the chair in my opinion. Yeah. I could barely pull myself out of this chair yesterday, it was so comfortable. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's got much support, but it's sprung loaded, it's got a lovely thick cushion. I'm really pleased with it. Okay, let's get to work. It's a beautiful day after all. Now there is a reference number underneath on the woodwork. I'm going to look that up and find out what model it is and what age it's from. When do you think it's from? I've got a rough idea, but that code will exactly tell us when it was produced and for how long. Okay, let's get me sandpaper out and work on one of these legs. See what sort of wood we're dealing with. I've got a feeling it's probably beech, used for its strength and durability. We won't know until we sand it down. So here goes. I've got too deep a gouge that I've got to sand off, so we're just interested in just taking the finish off and then smoothing it off. Yeah, it's a lovely wood. I think it is beech. Now I do hope to get another one of these chairs. You don't see them that often in France, to be honest with you, because they're an English chair, but I have seen them about online, and I think there was quite a long production run of them, so I should be able to find one. It's just a case of price, I suppose. It doesn't matter if it's not the same colour, as long as it's not a floral one. I'd like to get a plain colour again, even if it was in a rich burgundy or something like that. But the chances are I could probably find another one of these, and they actually do a two-seater. So yeah, I've got options now, haven't I? Originally I was looking for a leather Chesterfield, but the prices, they was quite high and they did vary quite a lot. And a lot of them were three-seater, and I did not want a three-seater, so I kind of looked elsewhere and found what I needed, really. Yeah, there's a little bit of work to do on them, but not that much. Quite enjoyable, really. Bringing something back to its former glory. You know, you've just got to have that ability to be able to see that when you buy these worn out objects. Now, where possible, sand the direction of the grain. Yeah, looks better already. And like I mentioned, I don't want to go too heavy and hard on it. It's not taking much to remove the varnish actually, is it, that? Got to be careful where the upholstery meets the wood. You don't want to damage that in any way. Once I've got all the varnish off, we'll drop down to a finer grade sandpaper. Now I did plan on doing some panel work inside on that stud wall, but I just couldn't find any planks yesterday. So today I thought, well, I might just as well give this a rub down, see what it comes up like. And then once it's nice and clean, I'll just cover it up, and when I'm ready for it, it's all ready to go. You know, there's no real time scale or rush for this project. I know some people will say, you know, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Well, to be honest with you, I can pretty much decide what I want to do as and when. It's just the journey, isn't it? It's not the race to the finish line. Just sharing a little bit of the process with yourself as I go along, whether it be this or whether it be something else inside. It's all about making something better than what it is. And some people might not even think about rubbing down the woodwork themselves. There's nothing to it, you know, you just take your time, pick the appropriate paper for it. You know, if you're going to use a power sander, you would need a mask. I mean, I'm outside and being quite careful with the sanding. Okay, not going to take much more that side. Now, I did do a little bit of research on these, and what was surprising to me was the fact that these were made in Chipping Norton in Oxfordshire, and I've just recently returned from Chipping Norton. We had a long weekend there, me and my son Tom, as mentioned in the previous video, and that's where we stayed. So, small world, isn't it? Don't know whether the company originated from there or ended up there, but it had quite a long production run from Chipping Norton, and I think this one was made around that time. I think between 50s, 60s and 70s. I don't know, I'm just guessing at the design. It looks like someone's been painting. There's bits of paint on it here and there, the woodwork. But that doesn't matter, it's soon coming off. Yeah, it's coming out rather well. Now, I think with these sorts of projects, you shouldn't be overwhelmed by it, you know, even if you haven't done it before, give it a go, you know. You'll be surprised sometimes on how well you can do things, and if you don't try stuff, you'll never know whether you can do it or not. You know, don't talk yourself out of something, just give it a go, take your time. There's plenty of research and information online that you can find. As long as you do it safely, why not give it a go? You can save yourself a lot of money. Always get a sense of achievement at the end of it. And it's personalised, isn't it? You know, you can make it however you want it to be. Now, if I wanted to recover this, I've never done it before, but I'd give it a go, definitely. You know, it is something that I may consider once we get closer to finishing, you know, all the soft furnishings. I'll certainly have a go. Might make a few mistakes, but ultimately I'll probably get there with it. You know, when you buy good quality, newer stuff now, it's just so expensive. Understandably, because there's a lot of labour involved and materials and energy, but, you know, if you've got the time to do something, why not give it a go? I think all the time we're learning and keeping ourselves active and our minds going as well, I think that's a great help. Yeah. So what a contrast, that to that. It didn't take too long to do. I mean, we've still got a fair way to go with it, but it's definitely a good start. After we've cleaned all the upholstery I'll maybe tape that up with some masking tape just to protect it. That way if I get anything on there, it'll just go onto the tape. The designs were very kind of ergonomic. Nice, soft, comfortable shape. I think the company's been going for 150 years. I did try to find information out about the history of it, but I've had not much luck so far. So I know that they were based in, like I say, Chipping Norton for a little while. It's been going 150 years. I think they started off in London. Still going now today, I think. And I'm not sure, but I think this one has got, no, it doesn't feel like it, horsehair. I know they started off using horsehair. I don't know when that was phased out. It's certainly still nice and springy after all this time. Now, when it comes to colouring back up the wood, I think if I went with just a wax on the beach, because it's quite light, it might be too light, so I've got a darker stain that we can test maybe on the inside of the back leg, see what it comes out like. I'll go over it with a very fine wire wool as well. Okay, let's drop down to a smoother grade. This one we don't need to remove any varnish, it's just about smoothing up the wood a bit more. So next, some wire wool. I find that really does smooth off any irregular shapes. Mould it into your hand and then just follow the contours round. Silky smooth once you've done it with this. Once we've gone over it with the wire wool, I've got a cleaner down there, a wood cleaner restorer that cleans off any dust, old waxes, varnishes, anything like that. It makes it ideal for the next application. Before I use the cleaner, just give it a wipe over, get the dust off. So that's the chair all hoovered down nicely. Now it just leaves this here. Thanks, Sam.
Okay, Charles.
Time for a cuppa. Now this is the upholstery cleaner that I'm going to use. It's mainly for cars, but it's upholstery cleaner, so we're going to use that as well. It goes on like a white foam, dries, especially in weather like this, rather quickly, and then you just hoover it up. And it really does clean it, gives it a lovely fresh smell. And yeah, it's nice to sit in a nice clean chair, isn't it? It's nothing worse than feeling a little bit cootie in one. I like to get it all along those seams, where you think there's any sort of trapped dirt. I've used this on the car interiors before this make and there's been no issues there. Now, especially with Chesterfield, you want to get into all these areas here, don't you? Now, this wasn't a dirty chair to start with as such. It is nice to start off with a nice clean surface. Now there is a paint stain here. I'm not so sure it will remove that, but And maybe give it a spray and maybe a bit of agitation with a little brush. Now it's time to apply the cleaner. Also lifts any dust out of the grain. I'm going to be careful with the stain, but just in case. To test it on that back leg first, just to make sure it is what it says in the tin. Yes, I'm pleased with that. Let's try the front leg. The art of this is getting it on consistent. Without putting too much on. Especially on a day like today where it really does soak in and dry quickly. Now for the first coat, that's not too bad at all. My main priority was not getting it over the fabric, which I've hopefully achieved. Okay, that's one done. Let's get that one done. Now with the varnish, you can't go on too thick. It's got to be put on evenly. You only really get another couple of minutes from putting it on if there's any lighter patches. There, what a transformation. Well, that is it from me. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.